Alright. Oh no. Yeah. Oh, wait a minute. Oh. Hey, have you noticed that the VR market is getting bigger and bigger, with Oculus releasing its new easy-to-use Quest 2, and Valve gaining many users' love for their one and only Index? Then there's HTC with their many products. In late 2019 to early 2020, HTC decided to discontinue the HTC Vive and take it off the market. Some believe this is from HTC's and Valve's partnership coming to an end, and others thought because HTC thinking that the new successor to the old Vive was going to be, well, a success. And at this point, I'm pretty sure you can figure out what we're talking about. The Vive Cosmos. My current headset. For the last few weeks, I've decided to make a pros and cons list about what is good and bad about the Cosmos. But when beginning, I thought it was only going to be a cons list. But getting done with actually making the list, I figured out it's not a piece of shit. But instead, it's a piece of work. I'm not going to stand here and say that the Cosmos is the worst thing that you can do with your money, and if you buy it, you're a dumbass piece of fucking shit. I won't say it, because it is VR. You can still play games that you want to play on this thing. Boneworks, VR Chat, that one itch.io game that you've opened and never want to reopen ever again. You can play those. And for it pretty much being the next thing in line past the Vive, it still has some redeeming qualities that anybody can enjoy. When looking for certain clips for transitions, I never expected HTC to go out of their way to get such a banger song, but then have 8th graders on a piano at church at the beginning. Listen to this shit. The lack of base stations and extra wiring. I don't know why I'm pointing at the base stations. I don't even have base stations. The setup for the Cosmos is fairly easy and doesn't take too long. When you get rid of download times, it usually takes users around 25 to 35 minutes to just set up the Cosmos. Because of the new flipping technology, was that funny? It allows easier access to see whatever's around you at any given point, and it also, for my favorite thing, allows you to drink in VR without taking off your headset. God, I should not have done that. I chewed gum and that's freezing my teeth. But there is a downside to this easy access. From the way that the locking mechanism works on the flip technology, it makes it go at an angle to where you need to constantly push the headset onto your face so that you can see the entire picture without blur. Some people choose to live with it, but it's very annoying, especially in games like Half-Life Alyx when you have to look up a lot. You can barely see anything that's up without breaking your neck. The Cosmos is not lacking in any kind of visual qualities. The colors stay the same without ever getting dull throughout hours and hours of playtime. Some Index owners who also own a Cosmos says the Cosmos looks better over a longer period of playtime than the Index does. The ring band design that goes around your head is very interesting. It's very light and comfortable with the cushions from the front and back of your head. It also seems very secure from its hockey puck, to then you gotta twist the hockey puck to tighten it, then it feels secure and it won't fall off your head. With all these quality of life changes that the Cosmos brings, it also comes with a lot of disadvantages, which one of them being my biggest gripe is the bad track. With the Cosmos' tracking, you will find yourself missing many more shots than you intend to in most games. And at some points, you can even tell throughout this video that some arms will just go through your body. And in some cases, like you saw at the beginning of the video where you lose all tracking, you turn into what I would like to call a long arm freak, to where you're then stuck at a set position and you cannot move at all.
Blast out.
Come on. Cracking, please, please. You know, you think in the world where self-driving cars, drones, and actual robots are becoming the norm, we wouldn't need to worry about batteries and controllers anymore, Microsoft. So HTC now has a kink with Duracell. They decided to get rid of the charging method on the old HTC Vive controllers, then decide to make them battery operated for fucking who knows. Some of the most fun that you can have in VR is just socializing with random people in certain games. Certain games like Pavlov, Rec Room, and VR Chat. And one of the most common things you need to have to socialize in those games is a microphone. Cosmos comes with a microphone built in, but dear God. This is the Vive Cosmos' microphone. In my honest opinion, it doesn't sound too great. But then again, there were some liberties taken from there being able to have inside-out tracking and also a built-in microphone. But then again, with a microphone that sounds like this, you think that they would try to get rid of the delay in the microphone. The default headphones, yet having good audio quality and being fairly comfy, also come loose very often for people who have big heads and big ears. This is on account from its two-position system, where it only has two notches of where it can be. This is especially annoying whenever you're playing Beat Saber, then all of a sudden a bullshit ducking part comes through. You get down low, then all of a sudden both ears fall out and you can't hear anything and you lose the groove and everything is ruined. Yes, most headsets have this problem too, but the Vive Cosmos is no exception to it. I'm still looking for the day of where we're going to have comfortable faceplates without it having to soak up all of our sweat. Nobody wants to go through 4 to 5 hours worth of game time, take a shower, go to sleep, then come back ready for more, for it to then still be soaking wet and smelling like ass. Just take a little whiff of that. Especially during long hours of playtime, or 2 hours recording a goddamn script, the front of the headset will start to feel very heavy. This is on account from its comfortable circle headband system, to where it prioritizes all around weight and comfortability than weight at the front after long periods of playtime. One of the greatest issues about the Vive Cosmos, the price tag. $700 for a lot of these issues which most users are probably going to have. This doesn't seem it would go well for Vive, considering Oculus is putting out headsets for around $300 to $500. But, for the people who are wondering about the Pro Edition, that fixes a lot of these issues. From the issues of adding base stations for better tracking, and giving them Vive 1 controllers for chargeable batteries. But still, the Pro Edition comes at $900. And that's still a lot for all this. For the people who are actually buying the Pro Edition of this, I don't see why they can't put down another $100 and just go for a Valve Index. From all these problems and benefits that the Cosmos brings, I still can't say that it's a, well, piece of shit. It's more of a piece of work. But instead of just it being a regular piece of work, it seems like a very experimental piece of work. I do believe people who aren't going to be an average user in VR will get enjoyment out of this. But then again, there are way cheaper options for Oculus. We'll talk about them later. For all those people who are more likely to become average users or hardcore users, should invest their money more into Oculus's Rift S, despite the fact that it means or go for Valve's Index for the more handy experience. I don't know. I don't have one. But the thing that makes this headset seem worse than it really is that it's the last line of headsets before HTC decided to stop making Vives for consumers. I'm not even sure for how long or if it's going to be a permanent thing. That's what makes it so upsetting. But I think at this point, it's time to say this was not a good headset. This is not a headset you should buy for yourself or anyone else. But then again, do you really want to give away the things that you play to Facebook? But now, I think it's time to say goodbye to the Vive, and remember its great impact that it had on the VR community and market. But we can also say fuck you, because why would you stop selling the Vive during a pandemic? Hey, I would like to thank everybody watching, and a special shout out to JFJ for pretty much being the reason my last video got that much attention. It's fucking astonishing. So I thank everyone who's watching this and isn't subbed to JFJ, you should go sub. Right now. This is a warning. This is actually quite funny. When I was looking up specific dates for things, there was a question that was asked on Google, which Vive should I buy? And it recommended the Cosmos.